We are live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Great win, right? I mean, look, the way it started, I was like, oh no, here we go, right? The way this game was starting to trend, it was like, oh, great. Coming out in zone, I get it. Their center is Aaron Gordon, so you're trying to you don't have the speed to match up. So instead of trying to isolate everyone, let's just kind of play zone and try to make it easier to contest, but you let Denver get in a rhythm. I wasn't really a fan of the zone. I get the idea, I get the concept. Again, Lakers are very limited on their defensive pieces, but luckily JJ scrapped that. And, we were able to kind of scratch and claw back into this game because it was looking brutal. I was like, man, here we go again. We have to come onto the stream, but it worked out, right? Lakers fought hard. I was worried for a stretch because Lakers kept getting into it, right? They'd get right to the hump and they couldn't get over it. And it's just like, come on, man. Because once you get over that hump, I knew as soon as the Lakers got over that hump, they'll be good, right? It's just usually you see that a lot with teams. They'll keep getting to the hump, but they just can't quite get over it. And then you saw as soon as the Lakers got over it, right? Boom, they just blew the game open. And so I was just kind of waiting for that moment. And then as soon as they got over that hump, I was like, okay, I can exhale a little bit. Lakers' best crunch time team, they should handle this. Luka's having a night. They should handle this, get this done. And they did. Credit Drew Timme. Dude, that guy, you need to get that man a shield, right? That guy, he deserves to be on this roster at the way he's been playing. I mean, he just came in and changed everything. I mean, it was looking bleak. It was looking like, man, this is going to be a long, miserable game. He came in and immediately changed the tide of that game, right? He immediately came in, gave us 5 straight points. He missed the free throw. I was like, Drew, come on, my guy, right? But look, not gonna play too much, but he came in immediately, had that impact, gave us a 5-0 run by himself, and it was just like that spark, that energy, that effort. It was just immeasurable. That guy is just every night, again. If you're somebody that's like, he's doing okay, you look at the box score or whatever, I'm telling you, watch the games, man. Lakers are a different team when he's out there. He's so calculated, right? Again, 10 minutes, he gave you 9 points, 3 rebounds in 10 minutes, which is impressive in and of itself. But just a guy that really just brought the effort, brought the energy. He plays the right way. You know who he reminds me of? I'm trying to figure out who is he like? I mean, I made a video and I called him Wish Sabonis, right? But he reminds me exactly. I mean, the style of play, everything, the way he reads and stuff like that is Marc Gasol, just without the defense, right? Marc Gasol was much better defensively, physicality, all of that stuff. I'm talking about the offensive game. The offensive game, Drew Timme's Marc Gasol, just being able to read, being able to make the plays, being able to make the pass, the kind of the stockiness, the size. He's just getting more perimeter oriented rather than on the interior, banging with the big boys. Granted, Lakers haven't give him a ton to bang, especially this matchup, right? He had success just backing folks down, right? And granted, he's just getting with the team. He's trying to gain that trust, that comfortability. I get it. But if I was JJ, I would have just get him on the block and run through him. Because he can pass. The guy can make reads. The guy like that. I mean, he was doing that in Gonzaga, right? Just the 3 count, getting the ball, just 1, 2, 3, make a read, right? Make a play, make a pass, whatever. I would have put the ball in his hands, let him match up against the smaller guys on the block, and force Denver to adjust, and he could just kick out to everyone else. If he gets stuck, boom, I'm here, I'm an outlet. I would have just ran it a couple times just to see, right? Why not? Run it 2 straight times, see if you get a bucket, right? Because they literally were letting him back down who was it? I don't remember who was off the top of my head, but or when he first came in, right? He got to 7 points, right? He backed down. I would have just something I would have ran personally, or at least tried and just saw what was the worst that happened. Like you run it 2 straight times and nothing, okay, or nothing's happening at that moment anyway. So, just credit Drew Timme. Luka was phenomenal this game, right? Luka Doncic just, I mean, look, 12, 21, 3-point shot, not super great. He's 3 and 9, but 11 and 12 from the free throw line, triple double, 13 rebounds, which was great, especially in that small ball. He was essentially down low rebounding like the center. 10 assists, 2 steals. Other key is 3 turnovers, right? One of them didn't count. So it was really 2 because one of them was, running the clock out. Like, so I appreciated that. LeBron, again, did LeBron things, 8 of 15. I thought he was good in spots. Free throws, got to make your free throws. Free throws have always kind of been LeBron's haunted hour. And turnovers. Again, I've talked about with LeBron and Luka, got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. Luka did a better job this game, but LeBron was 6 turnovers. But he had 19 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Some of those units, like those creative units with LeBron and stuff, just seem to work because he's just so good at reading and like just maximizing those guys. Like you can kind of do some of the wackier lineups, some of the trickier lineups out there, which I like, I appreciate. I wanted to see more of that, like LeBron, Ayton, Drew Timme, Jared Vanderbilt, and like Marcus Smart, right? Type lineups, where or even Jake LaRavia that we saw in the Toronto game. Jake, I thought was solid this game. He was 0-2 from 3, but again, just defense. I thought he did a good job staying in front of guys when he was. Again, that's what he's there for. Hustle, defense, things like that. Marcus Smart was spectacular this game again, 2 games back to back. Where his shot's been falling a lot lately too, which has been really nice. Gabe, I didn't think he was bad when he was out there, but it's one of those things where you're just like, can we not play him? DeAndre Ayton was looking like he was going to have a great game, right? I mean, he had 8 rebounds, only 4 points, but 2-5 from the floor. Again, they were just kind of packing the paint. But he looked like he was going to have like a monster rebound game. Like this felt like a game where he was going to go get 15 to 20 rebounds at least. And I think he would have gotten probably up to like 12 or so points, but he ended up getting poked in the eye. So he ended up missing. But Jackson Hayes really stepped up, came in, gave you some quality minutes. He played 22 and a half minutes because of that. 9 points, 5 rebounds in that time. Rui, he rebounded better because, again, they were tiny this game, but it's injuries. He's just coming back from injury. So I want to be fair to him. I don't want to be too critical right now, but he hasn't looked super good, right? Like just hasn't really been comfortable out there, but let's give him a couple games. So I don't want to get too on him. But again, I just thought a nice solid game all around from these guys. Very good, very notable win. Right, we needed this. I know that there's going to be the naysayers that are like, they didn't have Jokic or whatever. Again, best offense in basketball, even without Jokic. They've been running through teams even without Jokic, right? Like they're at home. You held this team to 107 points, right? Like this was a good game. This was a good win. They've had some very notable wins and have been, again, beaten some very good teams without Jokic. Obviously, Jokic is a different animal, a different beast. But, Jamal Murray always loves to play the Lakers. He had himself a game. Peyton Watson has been like MVP level since Jokic has been out. So they've kind of had some offsets. And I know people's arguments would be like, well, Peyton Watson is going to, Jokic and Peyton Watson are going to be together. Yeah, but Peyton Watson is likely not going to be doing the things that he's doing right now with Jokic because Jokic is going to come back in. He's going to get his usage rate, so on and so forth. Regardless, this was a great win. I will gladly take this win. Again, if Lakers lost, everyone would have been saying how terrible the Lakers are. The Lakers are bums, blah, 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 blah. It's a great win that we really needed, right? And a win streak that we really needed, right? You just won 2 games against 2 notable teams. Toronto's really good. Lakers, beating Denver is really good in Denver. Talked about Lakers have been a good road team They're one of the best road teams in basketball. The problem is they're a terrible, they haven't, or not terrible, but they haven't been good at home, right? Like, so they can kind of get some home wins, but it's kind of one of the bright sides about this 8-game road trip that we have coming up, right? Like, Lakers are going to play, 7 more games on the road. This is great because not only, one, did you get a notable win, 2, did you beat the Denver Nuggets, 3, you get the kind of the establishment game. That's what you want, right? You want that, get that first win, set the tone on the road trip, take some of the pressure off to where now we can, okay, who's next? And you just start checking off boxes on that list. But anyway, let's get into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions, all of that stuff real quick. If you haven't yet, hit that like button for me, hit that subscribe button for me, and let's get into it. Give Drew Timme a roster spot now. Yes, he definitely, the way he's been playing, needs one and deserves one. Lakers, I don't believe, can officially sign somebody with that 15 spot. I think it's either like literally like right before or right after the trade deadline. I know it's like in February. It's either like I said, I'd have to look it up again, but it's either like February 7th or it's like February 17th, like one of those two, something like that, where it's like right before, like shortly after. Lakers are almost there. What a win. This game could have easily been another blowout loss. I was genuinely concerned about that to start the game. And we all came in mad and angry, but we fought back. Love the fight we had. Luka with the nasty triple-double, and Braun is not 41, I know. LeBron's a cyborg, clearly. But yeah, no, this was a great win, great notable win, very solid. We needed that win. We needed this win. And yeah, it was great. I hope DA is all right. Also, hopefully it's nothing where like Anthony Davis had like the detached retina and stuff like that. Hopefully it's nothing like that, knock on wood. Hopefully it's just, he got poked in the eye and it's going to suck for a little while. Maybe throw on some goggles next game and, pony up. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Let's see. If I had $1 for every foul not called for the Lakers, LOL. Seriously. Dude, LeBron, man, like that guy, it's crazy the whistle he gets, right? Like, back in the day, back in my day, right? Shaq, that was a big thing. And Shaq even has talked about it, talked stories. He talked to David Stern one time and was like, dude, like getting hacked. And he was like, if every time we were supposed to call a whistle, you'd just be taking free throws all game. Like LeBron's got like a worse whistle than Shaq. Like I get LeBron's bigger, stronger, and faster than everybody still at age 41. But like, can we at least call the blatant ones? Right? I understand like the little tic-tac ones or whatever, sure. But like, how many times do we see LeBron just get smacked in the head? Right? Just don't call it. Right? Like, and then people get upset that LeBron flops and stuff like that. And it's like, he can't get a whistle. Like, what do you mean? Like, how, like, I would be flopping more than LeBron does. Like Dwayne Wade, I think, is the one that said that, right? A couple years ago, he was like, look at LeBron early in his career. He never like flopped or did any of that stuff, but he couldn't get a whistle. So he started to sell it. I don't know, man. But yeah, people talk about the Lakers. Oh, Lakers get, Lakers always the free throw disparity and stuff like that. You know how many calls Lakers don't get that they should? Man, this one does feel good. Very good. This one was a very good, very notable win. Finally, great win. No thanks to Gabe. That's it. You're not wrong. Didn't the Warriors lose to the Raptors? Yeah. They just got smacked. I was stressed in that first quarter when they hit like 6 threes in a row. Yeah, facts. They started the game like 6 of 6. Right? They hit 9 of 11 threes in the first quarter. And dude, and then we finally came back, and then the way that half ended, like, was the worst way a half could end, right? And then Jamal Murray, of course, hits that half court shot, and I was just like, dude, this is like a nightmare. Like, wake me up, please, right? And then Lakers woke me up, and it was like, oh, we're winning. This is pleasant, right? Like, oh, this is good. I was like, this is great. It got us in the first half. Time to overreact. Lakers are your 2026 NBA champions. Yes, exactly. I love it. I love it. Let's get it. Love the positivity. We need it, right? We need it as Laker fans right now. I wasn't able to watch the whole game, but cut the final 4 minutes. I mean, hey, they say that's all you really need, right? But what a fight, man. Marcus Braun and Luka Clutch. I really need to build off this. Great win. Rob, see the vision, add to it. Yeah, exactly. What Clippers are next, right? If I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. Need that win. Clippers have been the best team in basketball the last like 20 games, I think it's 17 games, something like that. Clippers have been really good. Another thing worth noting about this win is we absolutely had to win this game because both Phoenix won and Houston won. So if we would have lost this game, that would have been really bad for the Lakers. So luckily, that didn't happen. Luckily, the Lakers ended up pulling off this win. So we're still right in the thick of it, right? Because again, you lose this game, Lakers would have been what? They would have been like a full game back, something like that. How far back? Because it hasn't. I'm looking on NBA.com right now. It hasn't updated the Lakers win yet. They would have been full game back. So yeah, you absolutely needed this win. This was huge. And again, got to keep riding the momentum. Wonderful performance from Luka and a great game from Drew Timme again at last. Lakers in 5. Yes, I love it. I love it. Let's get it. Let's get it. See, these are the live streams that I want. Good vibes. We're happy. We're like, yeah, Lakers are the best team in basketball again. Let's go. Right? Like it is. It's nice when the Lakers finally beat a good team on the road. Right? Like it's like, wow, hey, it is possible. They do exist. How's Jimmy? So Jimmy, for those that don't know, Jimmy Butler tore his ACL. So that's not good. He's going to miss all of this year and probably a decent chunk of next year, especially the way that the Warriors usually like to take their time bringing guys back in. So it's unfortunate. You hate to see it. I say it all the time. You always want, I wish I could just turn the sliders on, just turn off injuries and just, hey, best team wins. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way, right? Injuries are part of the game, and the Warriors are gonna have to figure that out. It sucks because they were having a little bit of a run, right? Like if I'm being honest, I know water is wet is probably like but they were, in all honesty, right? They were, I believe, through the last like 15. I know that they lost tonight, but going into this game, right? I think they were second in the last like 15. Something like that behind the Clippers. I know that they weren't far. Like they were they've been one of the better teams recently and kind of had this bit of a resurgence. They were just so far behind the 8 ball. If Darvin Ham was the coach, we wouldn't have made the adjustment to double Murray. Yeah. I mean, look, one of the things about JJ I have talked about in the past, say what you want. Should he have started the game with zone? Probably not. I get the idea. I get what he was trying to do. No big man. Like, let's just kind of let Ayton roam because they're going to want to try to apply pressure at the rim and kind of like play this zone, kind of force them to shoot, right? We don't have the personnel to keep up speed-wise and athletic-wise. I get it to an extent, but we have seen last year, this year, playoffs, all of it. We have seen JJ start a game with a plan and just it doesn't work and just throw it out the window. And a lot of coaches, a lot of experienced veteran coaches don't even do that, right? Excuse me. JJ's one of those guys that, again, is he perfect? No, but he's somebody that is willing to like, hey, this isn't working. We need to stop, right? This isn't working. Get a timeout. Let's do something else, or call from the sideline. Hey, let's go. Like it's a big difference, right? Like, Darvin Ham is one of the problems. We've seen Darvin Ham, B-Star. I talked about Darvin Ham, and I even defended Ham at times, right? Like whenever Darvin Ham was in this box, right? And as long as Darvin Ham could stay inside that box, he actually was really good, right? When he'd come up with his game plan, he'd do his whole thing, and he'd have his box. And as long as he didn't have to get outside of it, he was very good, right? Lakers, you look at Memphis, you look at the Warriors, right? He never had to get out of that box. But then he ran into teams like we saw, like Denver. And as soon as that box wasn't working, he had to get out of the box. He didn't know what to do. Right. And that was a big problem with Darvin Ham, was like he only knew what he knew. Right. And that's one of the things that I like about JJ is, and I said this when we were even considering hiring him, right? I like that JJ, he doesn't have, like, people were like, oh, he doesn't have coaching experience. He doesn't even have assistant coaching experience, stuff like that. But it's not necessarily a bad thing because he's not going to be married to his ways. Mike Budenholzer was fired several times for the exact same reasons, damn near, right? And guess who was fired for the same reasons as Mike Budenholzer? Darvin Ham. Where did Darvin Ham learn how to coach? Mike Budenholzer, right? Like, so again, I don't think that that's a coincidence, right? He only knew what he was taught from Mike Budenholzer. But JJ Redick, having all these different coaches and taking in and absorbing all these different things. And that's why guys like Alvin Gentry and stuff like that are really good. Nate McMillan, not Alvin Gentry, Nate McMillan is what I meant. Alvin Gentry was years ago. Nate McMillan, Scott Brooks, guys like that, where he can kind of take in all these different things and concepts and the things that he knows and, you know, all that stuff and kind of apply it. He's not going to be married to an idea because he wasn't, he's figuring it out as he goes, so to speak, right? That doesn't always necessarily mean a bad thing. If anything, it makes you more willing to make those adjustments and changes. And to his credit, he did a good job and it worked. LeBron turning back the clock, destroying the Nuggets. I love it. I love it. And Luka always loves to play. Like, even in my breakdown video over on More As It Stands, right, like, one of the things that I love about having Luka now is he loves to smack the Nuggets, right? Loves it, right? Because Jokic is his best friend, and he wants to be able to tell his buddy, haha, gotcha again, right? I did have a little concern that he might not, because Jokic wasn't playing, but no, he's still like, haha. Tyler going to find a way to play AR, even though we got the win. I know, right? I swear, it's so funny. Like everything. Remember, I'm an AR hater, apparently. F Denver, best win of the season. Hard fought game. Everyone did their part tonight. Yes, agreed. This is a great game. Great win. I love it. These are the kind of moments that I love. Drew Timme is legit. Had 3 amazing games in a row from him. Yeah, again, it's just, say it all the time. It's amazing what just effort and energy can do, right? He's not athletic. He's not the most fat. Doesn't have this crazy foot speed and all this other stuff. He just works his tail off, right? He's just, again, I mean, even staying in front of, like, because again, they're running all guards and stuff. He's staying in front of guys. He was moving his feet well. He was contesting. He was closing out the shooters, fighting hard, closing out hard. I mean, he's working harder than anybody on the court, right? Like, again, it's amazing what just effort can do. I say it all the time. You can win so many games by just outworking teams, right? Like, just getting to the 50-50 balls, outworking teams, out hustling teams. I only watched the fourth, but it felt like a playoff game. I mean, it's the Lakers and the Nuggets, right? Like, 2 teams that absolutely can't stand each other. 2 teams that just want to do everything they can to beat each other. Jamal Murray plays like he's prime Michael Jordan every time we play each other. It's the most frustrating thing, right? Jamal Murray's like, he's good. Don't get me wrong. He's a very good basketball player, but man, he is best player in the league every time he plays the Lakers. It's crazy. Darvin Ham wouldn't have made the beautiful rotations Redick made today. Yeah, again, people are so quick to jump on Redick. Got to give him credit too. Credit where credit is due. I left the Laker game to go to a party, and I see them up by a lot. What happened? LOL. Also, we won. No, the Lakers just kept fighting, kept playing, kept tacking away at it, kept doing what they're doing. Luckily, Denver stopped shooting the absolute lights out. That helps too. I mean, when you're shooting 100% from 3-point range, you're probably going to win games more often than not. But, I get it. Just Lakers continued the effort. They kept sticking with it, right? So it was nice. He did it. Keep Aiden out. Aiden got hurt. I love when we beat the Warriors. Love when we beat the Celtics. I love when we beat the Clippers, but I mostly love it when we beat the Nuggets. Hell yes. Yes. I mean, it's not as sweet as when Mike Malone was the coach, because Mike Malone was the one that was talking all that mess. And I just, every time Lakers play Denver, I just want to smack them, and then look at Mike Malone and go, haha, right? Like, I just want the Lakers to run through Denver every time and then just look at Mike Malone after and just go, see, right? So I'm hopeful that, Mike Malone somewhere watching this punching air, even though he's probably rooting for the Lakers now too. Um, Tyler, how does Luka do this all? How does Luka do all this? I mean, the reason he's one of the 3 to 5 best players in basketball. I mean, say what you want. Is he, the most perfect, well-rounded player ever in NBA history? Just absolute clamp defensively, all that stuff. Like, sure, is he with his flop? But like, the guy, again, he's one of the 3 best players, 5 best players at worst in the league. One of the best players all time. Do you think Ayton leaving helped the Lakers? Not necessarily, right? Because Ayton was rebounding well. He was just a big body in the paint. They were worried about him more than Jackson Hayes, which you could argue, right? Because when Ayton went out of the game and Hayes came in, they started kind of like spreading out a little more. Where when Ayton was inside, they were, every time he got the ball, they were swarming him, right? Because he has the offensive skills, he could pass out, stuff like that. So they were trying to kind of contain the big. So, I mean, you could argue that not having Ayton maybe helped a little bit, just because, again, they had to spread, they, decided to kind of adjust a little bit because it's Jackson Hayes, and so Hayes was able to kind of sneak back door a couple more times than not. But I think DeAndre Ayton would have still had a really good game, right? I mean, again, before he left, I mean, you're talking in 14 and a half minutes, he grabbed 8 boards, including an offensive rebound, had 4 points, right? Jackson Hayes in 22 and a half minutes, so basically 8 more minutes, right? A little more than that, had 5 rebounds. So Ayton had more rebounds, and he had 9 points and was 4 or 5, right? But also got to the free throw line, ended up making a free throw. He was 1 of 4 from the free throw line. So I think if Ayton played this game, I think you're probably talking a 15 to maybe even 20 rebound game, just based on, again, let's say he doubles his minutes and doubles his production. He's giving you, I think he would have gotten more than 4 points in another 15 minutes and then grab, let's say, 7 instead of 8 rebounds, right? I think you're probably looking at like a 12 and 15 game from Ayton. Let's see. Love the way they fought to get back. The Nuggets couldn't miss at the start. Yeah, I mean, they were just in fuego, man. Finally, and we're getting AR back soon. A great win. We got to keep it going. Yes, AR is expected to be back this road trip. So we know he'll be back by, I mean, if you're talking about the road trip, the last game is February 3rd, right? So at worst, he'll be back for that game. But I imagine the way JJ made it sound was that it'll be a little sooner. I don't know what it is, but Luka just loves to go off against the Nuggets. I absolutely love it. They really let Luka come to us. We would be in some dark times. We still had AD. Love AD though. Yeah, I mean, especially given AD's lack of health this season. But yeah, I mean, look, I really think it's his best friend's team, and he just wants to smack them every time. Luka's a competitor. He wants to win. Like, yeah, it's my buddy, but I don't want him talking to me. I want to talk to him. What if you replace Rui from power forward to Timme with DA in the lineup and have Drew do LeBron, Luka, and Smart? The problem is, well, right now it's Laravia. So, like if you're having Rui's the backup and should continue to be the backup, I wouldn't take Laravia out for Timme just because Laravia, like, you need the defense and hustle and work, especially in that starting unit, right? Like, again, Jake Laravia, I know offensively he can be very inconsistent, right? But it's all the other stuff you don't see. It's the dirty work, the deflections, the rebounding. He's always seems to be in the right spot. Like we We have very few of those guys, and you need those guys. And at some point, Austin Reeves is coming back, and you're going to need those guys even more. So, sorry, I'm still getting over my sickness. Feeling a lot better today, but still got like all congested. But like I don't mind like in a backup role if you want to go with Drew Timme. Problem is like you still need to play Rui, right? Like even if you're planning on trading him, you want him to still seem like he's an intricate piece. Otherwise, teams are going to go like, oh, so you don't want to play Rui. Okay, good. So we're not going to give you value for Rui. And Rui's one of our few value guys. He's still the best shooter. I don't want to be too critical on Rui, given he just got back from injury, right? Like I want to be patient. I was even talking about it with LeBron when he came back and, was not super great. And everyone was like, oh, is he washed? And I was like, let's give him a couple games, right? Like, again, I want to be patient with Rui. He hasn't quite looked the way we need him to look, but I'll be there. Or I'll give him time. But Drew Timme, as far as like continuing to find him minutes, yes. And I don't hate the idea of playing him at the 4 in those 2 big lineups, playing him alongside Ayton, playing him alongside Jackson Hayes. I really do think that there's some value there in that regard. Let's see. Timme was awesome again. Yes. That guy just keeps showing up, man. He's just so fundamentally sound. He just makes the right reads, makes the right plays. Luka played a great game. He was legitimately trying to get to his shots instead of foul baiting. Yes, which is great. Luka, look, I talked about this the last couple live streams that Luka's played. Luka's done a much better job of shot selection, which is something that a lot of us were really frustrated about, and I talked about on these live streams on several occasions, right? Luka's poor shot selection. He's taking care of the ball better, right? And he's also playing within the offense a little more, right? He's not as like he's still taking roughly the same amount of shots, but it's more fluid, right? It's kind of more within the offense, and you're seeing him kind of more off ball, right? LeBron working and operating, boom, Luka wide open, he gets his feet set, catch, shoot, knock it down type thing. So Drew Timme taking Ayton's minutes was not something I expected, but damn, he shows energy. Oh, I mean, DeAndre Ayton ended up getting hurt, so I don't think he's going to take his minutes, but definitely was great. The Nuggets broadcast was horrible. They were hating so hard. I was watching the Lakers broadcast, so I didn't get to catch that. But yeah, it's usually how it goes, right? You're watching the other team's broadcast. They're usually just talking mess about the Lakers and crying and whining about stuff. Pat Spencer literally looks like Michael Porter Jr. 2.0 out there. Random Tuesday night in Denver is always a game 7 when it comes to the Lakers. I hate Denver so much. Go as far to say I tolerate Boston. Yeah, look, I mean, I've always said like, I'm old school, so it's always F Boston. I hate Boston, but there is a level of mutual respect, right? Like it's like and as a basketball fan and what Bird and Magic did for the league and what we have today, again, level of respect, right? But yeah, Denver, it's just like, but yeah, no, Pat Spencer, I mean, they're role guys, period. Like they're really like Jokic being, look, I said in the offseason, right, on this channel on several occasions that I was actually more worried about the Nuggets this year than I've ever been, right? Because I just think they're deeper, they're more versatile. Right? I think that they might be the best team in basketball, like genuinely, right? Thunder, you have to give a certain level of respect to just because they just won the championship, but like I think it's going to be very hard to beat Denver. But dude, Denver just like they're guys like Jokic getting hurt might have been the best thing for them because it just unlocked a bunch of guys. Like it unlocked Peyton Watson, Spencer Jones, right? Like all these guys just really kind of lit it up, right? Like it's crazy. It is crazy. Spencer Jones is who you meant. I know you said Pat Spencer, but Spencer Jones, who you're talking about. But yeah, again, it's they have. I mean, it's like Tim Hardaway Jr. didn't have a great game this game, but like he's been lights out and had a resurgence, right? Like it's just again, they just been really good. They've had a lot of really like guys just really step up. Luka was awesome, and Hayes' connection was so nice. Yeah, Hayes he just got that bounce, man. Like you just throw it up there, he just out jumps everybody. He just goes gets it. Yeah, that LeBron pass like bounced off the backboard. He still grabbed it and just hammered it home. I was like, damn. One of Luka's better second halves of the season. Yeah, again, he's been really good with just his shot selection, kind of pacing himself. Oh, you actually did correct yourself. Yeah, no worries, right? No worries. I say wrong names all the time. And then I'm like, oh, I said this, I meant that. Happens the best of us. LeBron and Luka are an elite crunch time duo. Yeah, literally, they're the best crunch time team in basketball. So, and I don't think it's a coincidence you have LeBron and Luka, two of the best crunch time players in basketball. Period. We beat the Nuggets and the refs. Terrible officiating tonight. Yeah, this was a great win. Spencer Jones is not a real person. Yeah. Lakers should get those second tier guys. Please don't waste the season. I still want them to. I'm really hopeful that they do. Again, get creative. I'm really hoping that the Warriors end up trying to trade for Michael Porter Jr. because I think he's the closest thing that they can get to like that real swing guy for them now that they don't have Jimmy Butler. And they were interested in targeting him regardless. I'm really hoping that they do that so the Lakers can come in and get Kuminga for free and then go make moves to go get other guys, right? Like that's my hope at least. Fingers crossed. We'll see. I mean, the rate it's going, I mean, we're probably not going to get anything until the trade deadline, right? Like on trade deadline day. So hopefully it's like that 2023 season where we got like 3 or 4 where it's like, here's Mo Bamba and here's this guy, like, stuff like that. But with Austin back, we should be much better. Last 2 wins have been a good reset. Yes, last 2 wins have been great for the Lakers team. But yeah, Austin Reeves helped so much. Whether you love Austin or you hate Austin, right? Austin Reeves, playmaking, his scoring ability, right? His consistency this season has been a big key too. I've talked, one of the things I've criticized last few seasons is his lack of consistency, right? He'll have like, a 5-game stretch where he's great. And you're like, oh my God, this guy's greatest player in the league. And then you'll have a 5-game stretch where he's just like unplayably bad, right? This season, he's been very consistent. And that's the key. But also keep in mind when he gets back, again, just like Rui, and he's missed even longer than Rui, like might take him a little while to get back into the swing of things. So defense was very good this game for the Lakers. I mean, it didn't start that way, but it really got a game into its own. Tyler, much needed win. Agreed. Absolutely. This was huge. Cosman coming out, $2 super chat. Thanks so much, buddy. I appreciate you as always. Great. I don't want to hear no Jokic excuses. Look, I said it earlier. I don't want to hear that either. Right? They've been running through everybody without Jokic. They still are one of the best, or they're still the best offense, even without Jokic. Again, if the Lakers lost to them, Lakers are trash. So again, can't have it both ways. Either Denver isn't better than the Lakers without Jokic, or if Lakers are trash, if they would have lost to the Jokic, then again, what does that make Denver without Jokic, right? Like, so again, can't have it both ways. Lakers got the win. Great win on the road in Denver. We even gave them a little, what was it, like 14 was the high, or 16. They got to 16, right? Even gave them a 16-point head start. and we still managed to come back and beat them. So, yeah, no excuse. But appreciate you. Thank you again, Cosmo. Seriously. Where was I? Here we go. LeBron had a lot of turnovers, but during his shifts, he absolutely changed the dynamic of the game. He also was horribly officiated today. Underrated game for LeBron. Yeah, no, LeBron was great, right? Like I said, it's just the turnover thing. Luka's done. Look, talked about it the other day where LeBron and Luka had a great game. And, I said, yeah, but Luka's got to do a better job taking care of the basketball. Same thing for LeBron. Both guys, they got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. Turnovers happen. I don't mind. LeBron has 3 turnovers. I kind of want in that like 3 range, 4, depending on the type of game he has, sure. But you start getting into 5, 6, 7, 8 territory. It's like, come on, like we got to clean it up here a little bit. They finally doubted, yes, or finally doubled. There we go. Yes, yeah. Jamal Murray made the adjustments. Kind of funny to think how much better Timme is compared to Connect or Gabe. Yeah, again, it's just hustle, energy, size, right? Something I've talked about. Like, look, if Gabe was even 6'4", right? I know he's 6'2", 6'3". He's not. He's closer to like 6'1", right? If he was like, again, that 6'4" to 6'6" range, he'd actually be great for the Lakers, right? Because the problem is he's undersized on top of not hyper athletic, right? So again, it's just, he does it like he doesn't have the checklist. Like Drew Timme's not athletic, like he's slow footed stuff like that, but he's just so big and long, so he can kind of make up for it a little bit on the defensive side of things, right? You see him, a guy gets by him, but he just shuffles and he's just so long, and kind of spreads out that he's still basically parallel with the guy, even though the guy has the step or 2 on him, right? And then so again, it's just he has some advantages that are good, but it's also just the fundamentals. Drew Timmy's he's just really good at just making the right reads, making the right plays, right? He's really good at just kind of that 3 count, gets the ball and just boom, 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 make a read, make a play. Don't hold it long. Let's go. Keep the ball moving, right? Like just, again, it's that Gonzaga, type of play. Timme, nice AF. Yes, 1,000%. He just, again, plays the game the right way. Hayes had a nice night. LeBron James and Luka looked great. Jake and Rui were pretty all right. Smart was huge. I can't wait till Gabe is on my team. He's this year's Westbrook. And no way, yeah. I don't know if I go that far, but definitely is. It is. It's frustrating. I get it. Right. LeBron was a plus 13 for a reason. He was cooking. Yes, LeBron was great. I hope Rob got something up his sleeve. Don't just continue the season with the same players. If so, then it's on JJ to go full beast mode to see who needs to be or who needs to be in a different rotation. I do think once we get past the trade deadline, a couple things happen, right? One, guys usually naturally play better because they're not on edge, right? So like Gabe Vincent might actually be better on the Lakers. Again, I'm not saying I want to keep him, but I'm just saying, like, if the Lakers do decide, hey, let's just stand pat, right? Let's say the Lakers do decide, hey, let's just go into the season, right? Obviously, I wouldn't be super thrilled about it, but there is an argument that that's the best course of action, right? Guys like Rui and Gabe and these other guys might very likely play better just because, again, now they don't have the pressure of, am I getting traded? Am I not getting traded? So on and so forth. Another thing now is, now JJ doesn't have any obligations to trade anybody, right? So many people. Why is Gabe playing? Why is Gabe playing? Why is Gabe playing? Again, the moment he is out of your rotation, one, it's frustrating, but you kind of need a guy like him. You're kind of hoping he figures it out, turns it on at some point. But 2, again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, right? Rob Pelinka, it's hard to go, hey, we don't want this guy. We don't need this guy. We don't even play this guy. Right? Do you want to take him for your guy that you do play, that you do like, and that we want? Right? Like, again, it's the common fan in all of us, right? Take our trash and give us your treasure. But there has to be logic in it. Yes, most teams are probably just going to look at Gabe Vincent for an expiring. But you want to try to be able to sell him as this, like, hey, he's a veteran guy that has some experience. Look, the other night he hit 3 threes and da-da-da. You want to be able to have that conversation. Right? Because the moment you sit him, it's like, wait a minute, you want what? Like, you want to correlate him to this? Like, how? Right? You don't even play him, right? Like, but once you get past the trade deadline, if Gabe Vincent's playing terrible, well, now you don't have to play him anymore, right? Like, again, if now you don't have to run Maxi Kleba, right? You go with Drew Timme more, right? Like, again, it changes certain things because now you're not as beholden to, like, hey, there's all this stuff going on, that all these, almost sort of, politics going on behind the scenes that I gotta stay on top of and still maintain. Now it's like, okay, now free range, go do whatever you want type thing. Let's see. AR for Michael Porter Jr. now. Problem is like, it's not that simple, right? Like, if I would trade for Michael Porter Jr., give up your first, and then turn AR into something else, right? Something that makes more sense alongside Michael Porter Jr. and Luka. Drew Timme back. Hardaway down. That's okay. That's who it was. Yeah, thank you. I was trying to remember who was the 3-point from the 3-point line. That was just disrespectful. Yes. Love it. Timme for president. Yes. Drew Timme getting. Austin Reeves better watch out. He's making a case. Warrior shot. Braun was definitely a big part of us winning this game. Absolutely. Even with the turnovers, he was still plus touching. Yeah, LeBron was ridiculous. Again, it's just want Luka. I want LeBron take care of the basketball. Like I say, every time that I see those two have those 6-8 turnover games, Luka had what was it, 13 assists the other night, had 7 turnovers, and I was like, dude, come on, man. Like, again, just gotta take care of the basketball. Thanks, Lego. Yes. We need to talk about the refs. There were some absurd stuff, and whenever we play Denver, it feels like that way. It felt like we'd lose because Nuggets were close, would close out like always. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been the trend. But again, we've beaten Nuggets since we've got Luka. We've beaten the Nuggets more than they've beaten us, which is a good sign. If you were to get like Claxton and all that other stuff, maybe there's an argument. I still would, because again, unless you're really sold on, because what you could do if you wanted to is you could do something like that, especially if you're not giving up picks or assets or anything. You could do something like that and then go turn Ayton into like a Benedict Mathurin. But honestly, I'd still rather, again, I'm not against trading Austin Reeves. And I think if you trade for Michael Porter Jr., I think you should trade Austin Reeves. But I'd rather turn him. I'd rather see, can I flip him into assets? Because you're not going to be able to get a player that makes sense. Can I get, kind of like a solid rotation guy and a bunch of picks? And then, so I'd ask you, where do you want to go if you're Reeves? Right? What team do you want to go to? Right? And say he's like, I want to go to whatever, Toronto. It's like, okay, Toronto, we want a bunch of picks. We want Akaya Baji and a bunch of picks. Give us 4 firsts or whatever, 3 firsts and 4 firsts, whatever, however many firsts you can get. Right? You got to figure out the contract situation. That's on you. You figure that out. And then take those picks on top of, the picks the Lakers have, and then go make a push for a Murphy or a Herb Jones and Keon Ellis and all this other, and really round out this roster, and then have that kind of point of attack versatile guy next to it, or in between Porter Jr. and Luka Doncic, and the next season or in the offseason continue to build around that way. Refs cheat us, we still won. Yeah, facts. Our defense in the second half was something to behold. Yeah, dude, Lakers, that's 2 games now. Lakers have obviously, again, won, but been really good defensively. Right? And that's the key, right? Lakers, people forget, Lakers were the worst team, by the way, Lakers were the worst team, were the number 1 defense in basketball for 30 games, right? So I have some hope, right? I'm not expecting him to be number 1. I even said in the offseason, I'm not necessarily expecting you to be number 1. Can you at least be serviceable? right? Lakers are going to be one of the better offenses. They're the best half court offense, the best field goal percentage offense, all that stuff. They have like all the things that you want offensively come playoff time. The Lakers check off. Lakers are probably going to be Lakers. You think Lakers offense is good right now? It's probably going to be better in the playoffs because again, game slows down. You get more half court sets, right? But it's the defensive concerns, right? If the Lakers can just be, 17th in defense, right? Like not even in the top 15 or anything like that. Like be such a drastic difference. Starting lineup of Jackson, Drew, LeBron, Luka, and Smart. Bench Reeves, Rui, Jake, Da, and Vando. Problem is like Drew Timme just doesn't give you. Like I get you're running Jackson, but problem is like Ayton is better defensively than Jackson, right? He is more skilled, right? Like DeAndre Ayton basically gives you Drew Timme and Jackson Hayes in one. Right, Drew Timme's offensive versatility, not the floor spacing, but still gives you the offensive versatility plus Jackson Hayes' lob ability and stuff like that. Right, Jackson Hayes obviously is a higher flyer guy. I mean, that guy's got more bunnies than anybody, right? Like, so again, I personally, I wouldn't do that, right? And you're talking about, again, Marcus Smart is your sole defensive player in that lineup, right? Like, Lakers are already having defensive issues with Jake LaRavia and Marcus Smart. You take Jake LaRavia out, it's like I don't know. I'd have my concerns. Just imagine Kuminga on this team. The fast breaks would be insane. In Herb Jones, yes. LeBron James is like this is an exaggeration. Right? Like he's like 80% of the Lakers like fast break points. It's something in that range. Right? Like it's not an exaggeration. Like I might have undersold that. Like Lakers don't have like the fast guys, right? Like so LeBron James is nearly all of their fast break points this season. Jonathan Kuminga could do wonders for that. Really help in that regard. But I am very, very big on Kuminga on this team. There's a video that probably gonna post tomorrow. We got an update on Kuminga that said that the Lakers might be a little hesitant because they're concerned about his fit with LeBron because LeBron right now that it might be something that they look to do in the offseason. He's probably not going to be there in the offseason. I'm hoping that that's just kind of a ploy to do that because you don't have to necessarily start Kuminga this year. You can start him next year in a post LeBron era. You need Kuminga to be a rotation piece, stuff like that. And you can't play Kuminga with LeBron? Like, I don't. I'm hoping that either the report's nonsense or that it's just kind of a hey man, we're not super sold, type thing. We're just kind of using it as leverage. Let's see. AR for Michael Porter Jr. Who says no? Probably the Lakers. I mean, again, I like Michael Porter Jr.'s fit like more naturally alongside Luka, but AR's trade value is insane right now. I mean, you're talking he was having like literally an MVP level season. The guy was putting up Luka numbers, right? For a large majority of the season. I mean, if you're going to cash in Austin Reeves, you really need to cash in Austin Reeves, right? Like I've talked about, go get me a Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, and something else, right? Like I need like a turnaround, right? What does this mean for Kobe Buffkin? Do they give him another 10-day? At this point, feels like we have too many young players with Nick Smith, Drew Timme, Buffkin. Out of them, I prefer Nick and Timme. I think it depends on what ends up happening, what the plan is, right? Like if you end up doing a trade that opens up 2 or 3 roster spots, right? On top of the roster spot you already have, you might need to bring in all of them, right? Also, you got to keep in mind if let's say you open up a Ross spot, right? Or you use your 15th spot on Drew Timme. Well, then now Kobe Buffkin's just going to bump into your two-way. So, like I said, I just think it just depends on what do the Lakers trade for, what do the Lakers need after the trades, right? Like, how many Ross spots do they open? Because Drew Timme's probably the first to get bumped up. Still need to get rid of Gabe, Maxey, Dalton, and Rui for some young two-way players, and we definitely win it. Yes, I agree. I'm hoping that that's what the Lakers end up doing, but we will see. I hate that Rui is scared to shoot when he isn't completely wide open. Yeah. You basically put a guy close to him and he is useless on offense and massive issue on defense. It's because the best way to defend Rui is don't fully commit to the closeout. Like, I'm telling you, watch the next game. If the player does it, what a lot of people do, and you see Rui, what Rui wants to do is he either wants to shoot it or he wants to fake it and then put the ball on the deck and then take 2 steps and then rise up. Literally the only thing he does. Again, watch the games. He catches the ball and he either pump fakes and goes, or he, basically just shoots it, right? Sometimes if the guy's running, then he won't pump it. He'll just go because the guy's momentum. The way you defend Rui Hachimura, all you have to do is this, right? Like, that's it. Just because now Rui is going to pump fake and you didn't close out. So then he's like, now what? Right? Like, and then you close out because now he's already missed that step. Now he's already pulled back. So now he doesn't have that forward momentum to go. So again, if you want to basically not shut down Rui, but if you want to make things difficult for Rui, that's all you got to do. It's just the fake commit. He catches the ball, you just run out and then stop. Right? And then he's just going to and then you see him get stuck, or he'll just take an ill-advised shot because, he's like 1 foot in rather than fully committed. But all right, let me do here. I'm pull up one more page and then I'm going to get on out of here because, again, I'm just getting over getting sick. Most of you are here for all the streams. You've seen me the last few days. So finally starting to feel a little better. So trying to get back in the swing of things here. And we've been going an hour, which is good. So, all right, let's do this. Anyone who denies Michael Porter Jr. fits better than Reeves is lying to themselves. Michael Porter Jr., Claxton, Haywood, and Zaire would propel us to a championship contention team. Like I said, I wouldn't hate if, I don't think the Lakers can just swap Reeves for Michael Porter Jr., right? Because I don't think you need to, right? I think you could go get Michael Porter Jr. without trading Austin Reeves and still end up turning Reeves into other things. I do, however, think if you trade for Michael Porter Jr., you need to trade Austin Reeves. Because I just think, again, you lack that defense. Somebody's going to be the odd man out. And it's either Michael Porter Jr., who is the better natural fit alongside Luka and LeBron. So you can let Luka and LeBron continue to be Luka and LeBron, and Michael Porter Jr. can be that. And then when those two guys go to the bench, he can be the secondary shot creator and all that stuff. But if you can get multiple, again, you get him and Claxton and Zaire and all this other stuff, kind of hey, Reeves has more value, so where are we at type thing, then sure. Or if you can get Michael Porter Jr. in 2 firsts, right? If I can get Michael Porter Jr. in 2 firsts, then maybe, right? Bring in Michael Porter Jr., some filler, and then just maybe see what you can do type thing. Got a super chat. Michael. Coming out the $5 super chat. Okay, perfect. I'll either end it here. Obviously, if I get another super chat, then I'll keep going through the super chats. But outside of that, probably going to end it here because, like I said, I don't want to start overdoing it. I want to get back in the swing of things. But, Michael, thank you so much for super chat. Seriously. We already have a Kuminga. It's a duo. Both same position, athletic but lack shooting. But a duo can play and willing to play defense. Also, he is younger. A couple things about that, right? Kuminga's more proven. I mean, Kuminga's already a proven 20-point-a-game guy. He's done it for significant stretches, right? He also, again, being 6'7", he's probably, best at the 4, but he's a guy that can be versatile. And especially in today's NBA, you can be positionless, right? Like most of the time, your position is just for defensive purposes. I mean, Vando plays the 2 all the time. Is Vando a 2? No. But again, it's just for defensive purposes. And for the sheet sake, he's listed as a 2, right? Like it's just, again, having somebody like a Dude Theroux and Jonathan Kuminga, you can't have too many young, athletic 6'7" to 6'8" wings, right? Like both of them can look at it like this. You get it both on either wing, right? If a Dude Theroux comes into his own and Jonathan Kuminga come into their own, right? You only need to hit on one of them, right? So it just gives you another chance to get it. If you hit on both of them, you're probably the best team in basketball for the next handful of years because you got 2 stocky, hyper athletic, versatile wings. But Kuminga's more proven. Again, I like a Dude Theroux. He could be great, but he's very raw, right? And he's not like he's younger, but again, how many years does it take to get to say even Kuminga's level now? Right? A Dude Theroux also has injury concerns. Right? It's part of why he's not playing right now, right? That's how the Lakers were able to draft him and get him. You know what would be a good problem to have? Too many hyper athletic 6'7" wings. You know what problem the Lakers don't have right now? Too many 6'7" hyper athletic wings. So like if my worst case scenario is, oh no, we got Jonathan Kuminga and a Dude Theroux, like that's a pretty good problem to have. So I get what you're saying, right? Like, and you don't want to like stunt Theroux or anything like that, but I think you could play both out on the wing. I mean, Kuminga's played the 3 and the 4, right? Again, you're running positionless most of the time anyway. Look at most of the Lakers lineups are a bunch of 6'8" guys anyway, right? Like the problem is none of them are athletic. Imagine if you did that, but with a bunch of athletes around Luka and Austin Reeves and stuff like that. So again, and Kuminga, like you're not going to have to sell the farm to get Kuminga. Right? Like if I had to give up a first and, my second, or, I had to go trade my first to go get 3 firsts and then go trade for Kuminga, like, then yes, sure. I'd be like, yeah, leave it alone. Right. But you might be able to get Kuminga for like literally nothing, just salary filler, right? Like just the expiring contracts. At worst, maybe a second round pick. It's almost too good to pass up. It's almost too good to say no to, right? Because here's the thing. We don't have to wait for Kuminga, right? Tomorrow, Kuminga, if you traded for Kuminga today, the next game you could have him, right? Like he could be playing. Where Dude Theroux, we don't, like he might not even play this year, right? So to me, I'd rather have too many Kumingas. You know what I mean? Like better to have 2 Kumingas than, just one, in my opinion. But again, I appreciate you. Seriously. All right. I'm going to get on out of here. Like Alfonso said, go get some rest, Tyler. Yes, definitely. I have I have to edit 2 more videos. So I'm probably going to be about another hour. But then after that, 6, 7. Right? Can't do that. I got a bunch of kids. Right? So that's all I hear. Well, they told me, they're like, Dad, that was 2025. Right? So no more 6, 7. So we're not doing the 6, 7 thing anymore. It's 2025, according to my kids. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. Seriously, thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys are awesome. This is a great win. Clippers are next, right? If I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. Chat, right? It's Clippers, right? Let me just look it up. Let's find out. Here we go. Probably faster. Somebody just told me, but nope, still no one told me. And let me see. It is yes, the Clippers. So gotta beat the Clippers. Handle the Clippers, do what you're supposed to do, beat them, smack them, show them who Big Brother is, and let's continue this win streak. Start building this win streak, man. That'd be so beautiful if we could go on. Because after the Clippers game, like you have the next few games are very win. Lakers might be able to go on like a significant win streak. Because after the Clippers, you got the Mavericks, the Bulls, the Cavs, and the Wizards. Right? That's at least, I mean, you should win at least 3 out of those 4. Right? So then now all of a sudden you're what, at worst 6-1 in your last 7. So anyway, again, I'm gonna get out of here. Everyone that gave me super chats, thank you so much. Seriously, helps me out a ton. You have no idea. I will see you guys.